taking down what seems to be some sort of figure commanding various undead dragons, and depicting some of the events of the battle, and how these characters took this villain down. Cordelia, I assume you're continuing to search for something pertaining to these figures that you're looking into?
Yep, absolutely. Browsing titles, flipping through, glancing at indexes.
Actually, sorry, Celia, go ahead and I just had you roll a history check. Go ahead and roll me another history check. Getting to something a bit. And then Cordelia, go ahead and roll another investigation.
I hope this wasn't anything important. That was an 8.
Ba-dum-bum.
11.
Don't nothing stands out.
We're fine. You passed by a weird key-shaped mold that says backup bolt keys. It's fine.
What was that, Cordelia?
11.
11. Both of you, go ahead and roll another d12.
Okay.
I'm not trying to make you guys roll these too much, but
11.
9.
Searching. 11. Oh. 9. So I'm not gonna have a repeat number, so I'll bump that up to 10. Cordelia, you this time one that sticks out to you is a book titled Tales from the Shadowlands.
Tales from the Shadowlands.
This one seems to be pulling this off the shelf and kind of examining a bit. It almost seems to be a decently thick book bound together with seems to be various other accounts, and it's a collection of various expeditions into this land that seems to be shrouded in some sort of shadow curse. Various bits of information seem to be brought forward each time, but nothing too concrete has been fully discovered. Seems that this is some land around some tower east of Baldur's Gate.
Okay. Land, tower, east of Baldur's Gate.
Fly, look at you two. Both Ryan and Celia.
I didn't read it, so...
Didn't either. I'm actually doing something else entirely.
That's fair. And I'll, once we go through this round, I'll check in with you on how you're doing. You, Celia, find home as well. Actually, almost a bit more like a booklet. Seems to be on the newer end, and you see that it is titled. Would be good. You see that it is titled Volo's Adventures with Elminster.
Ew.
Gonna not even bother looking at it, or
putting that right back on the shelf.
Immediately just nuke.
So I'm gonna. Oh yeah. Bethronis, did you want to say something?
No.
Well, I did want to check in with you as what specifically you mentioned before, or you mentioned last time that you were interested in observing the guards in their shift and any other openings. What would
the
you...
guards, the shift openings, but I'd probably started out with talking to the half-orc who seems to be the one in charge, just to get a feel for the place. I've no idea how he's going to take that, considering... has he seen us? Like, does he know that we're part of Cordelia's group, I guess?
Let's see. I'm going to say you have seen him around. I don't know. Cordelia, did you point him out to the others? What do you say?
The orc?
Yeah, the half-orc.
I believe so.
What would you say that you would have shared?
Oh, just that she met him and that he helped her out, but is very observant.
So you see him. He doesn't seem to have seen you, at least at this point. He's seems to be attending to some sort of record, some sort of clipboard. Looking almost a little bit scuffed, annoyed. But he is actually heading up the steps. It seems he was on the second floor, and he's heading up the steps to the third floor, and seems to be heading towards that secluded area in the back.
Okay.
So you're more than able to go up and approach him. I also see that you are muted, so I'm assuming you are going and attending to something. Cordelia, go ahead and roll another investigation.
Okay.
This time I'm going to give you advantage, just to indicate that you're spending a decent amount of time here, not to try and like get you to roll like 20 more times and like, oh no, I failed each one.
Okay. That's 12 for the first one.
But it seems like you guys
into my room. Hey, bud. What's up,
are
Snuggle
spinning.
Muffin? Okay. Then the second one is 16.
Did you roll a 1 on your first roll?
No, I rolled a 12.
Okay. 16. Just checking in with you, Athronis. Just to see what might be up. If you're back or not. Alright, we'll check in with him whenever he's back. Excuse me. If you are saying anything, you are muted. But Cordelia.
Yes.
After a decent bit of searching, and a decent bit of time kind of examining a handful of other records, excuse me. I see Athronis' name lighting up. Oh,
back.
Still muted, but I heard you speak. How is this possible?
Maybe push to talk is Wigan now?
Maybe. Athronis? Is that it? You good, bro? I still cannot hear you if you're saying anything. Oh, okay. Gonna give him another couple minutes, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We keep going or see what's going on.
Okay.
Oh, as a side note, because I mentioned before, I'm gonna be pretty much out the next couple weeks. There's a slim chance that I might be able to do a session next Monday, because it'll be like right before the trip.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not, but maybe, depending on if you guys are available for that, if I'm available for that. Probably, yeah, I'll be on. Definitely not the following Monday, but probably the next 2 Mondays.
So the 29th, no session. The 5th, I will also be out of town.
Okay.
Good to know. Well, I can probably plan for maybe try doing a one shot on the 5th. I won't be available for the Wednesday session on the 24th, but I will be back for the 31st.
Okay.
Hello. Are you back? Say something funny.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Hey, there he is.
Hey, there he is.
Okay, for a good while everybody went super quiet, then nobody, then it was out.
Yeah, it had a weird thing where we heard you say something while you were muted. Don't know what was going on there.
Yeah, no, just cursing out my internet and phone. I'm not sure why. It doesn't look like it's cloudy or stormy, but getting the same thing.
Sometimes it just does weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Also, just to recap you regarding, I'm going to be out on vacation. Might be able to do a slim chance, but I might be able to do a session next Monday. But probably for the time being, assume probably no. I'll let you know otherwise. Definitely going to be out the 29th and the 24th. And it sounds like Crystal is going to be out on the 5th. But I'm
Okay.
good to try and do a one shot potentially on the 5th, depending on if we coordinate something or something like that. Maybe DC 21 shot. I don't know.
Assuming we can get some stuff in, yeah.
So I believe we're about to get into Othronus going and speaking with the half-orc. Did you hear all of what I was saying, or?
No, cut out right as soon as I asked, and then...
Okay. Yeah, so Cordelia shared a bit about him. Did you hear any of that?
A little.
Okay. Do you want to repeat that, Cordelia, or do you want me to summarize?
Let's see. What were we talking about? I'm sorry.
The half-orc acolyte of Tyr, or not Tyr.
Oh, yes. What all I had said about him. Okay. That he was nice, and he did I say? He was nice, he was informative, but very observant.
You did see him kind of from afar, downstairs. You don't believe that he had seen you, or at least taken too much note of you. He seems to have a clipboard of some kind. He seems to have been attending to something. He is now heading up the steps, about to head into the that sort of secluded area that is barred from. He's heading in that direction, at the very least. But he is heading up the steps and about to pass by you. What would you like to do?
Is he passing me or her?
I mean, he's passing by the Hall of Records. So if you're like looking out for him, definitely you. And then from a, half a room away, he is also passing by the other two.
And then I'll go over and say hi.
Good idea. Distract him.
Distract him while we're looking for records in this perfectly legal manner.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let him know that we're doing
now.
exactly what this place is here for.
So what would you like to say and or do? He seems to be buried in this paperwork at the moment.
Wait, is he at a desk or is he walking?
He's got a clipboard that he's kind of flipping between a few pages.
Ah, he's inventory or maybe doing rounds or something. I kind of feel sorry for him. The more you describe his situation.
He'll insist it's a great honor, but it's a great honor he doesn't want to have.
It is like, this would be a great thing for someone who wants to chill and do this. I don't think he wants to chill and do this. But yeah, no, I'm gonna walk up to him and ask, hey, I was told you're the one in charge here?
Oh, yeah. How can I help? If you're looking for bathrooms, we've got some downstairs.
Oh, nice, thanks. No, I'm actually first time here, so not really sure what's the deal with this place, at least not for the most part. So what is the deal with this place?
Not many first-timers come up to a third story. Yeah. So yeah, we keep Temple of Tempest. Sorry, that was me checking, not him. He knew what god he serves. I just forgot. Temple of Tempest, god of honorable battle and champions. We serve mostly as a way of keeping record of great champ. Probably saw the first couple stories. First floor is dedicated mostly to heroes and statues and various records of them. The second story is our collection of items for these heroes. Some from near, some from far. And up here is the Hall of Records. And he kind of gestures over. You may or may not, actually probably with your perception you probably don't, but you do not see Cordelia as he like kind of gestures over in not your direction specifically, but broadly, and like looks at you and says, "Oh, she's back. Okay."
Mm-hmm. Listen, I brought friends. Extra trouble.
This
Oh,
is
no, don't blow the cover this early.
this is probably our most extensive part, though probably the least flashy. We keep various records of heroes, large and small. And most of our records are transcripts of some kind, but we have the odd first-hand copy as well.
That's impressive. And if you don't mind me asking, how did you become one in charge?
Yeah. So acolytes of Tempest can challenge other acolytes for their positions in a, duel or competition of some sort, as long as the other agrees, which, no forthcoming acolyte of Tempest is going to turn something like that down.
Of course.
I ended up winning this very esteemed position. I used to travel around, ended up winning here, and turns out nobody's been able to beat me since. I don't suppose you're an acolyte of Tempest.
I'm not. I was going to ask, do you have to be an acolyte of Tempest to do this?
I mean, if you're going to get the position, you got to take on the responsibility at the very least.
No, fair, but I mean, like, can you become an acolyte of Tempest after winning?
Good idea.
Is there a hard rule on that, or can one, have fought for the honor, win it, and then take on, the challenge of becoming an acolyte as part of it?
It's a good idea. He seems to be contemplative now.
And here's my pitch. Promote this as a chance for those interested in becoming acolytes. This is one of the ways to do it quick. A place of knowledge to study, you're looking after it, you're also, learning, and also constantly practicing, because, who else wouldn't want a chance to battle for, this great honor?
Yeah, one of the perks of the job is and he kind of almost chuckles with it. Get a hustle in the place around this corner on the regular. Good times.
This is definitely something I could see you making popular. And who knows? I mean, I can assume that a great triumph like this would also be recorded in this place.
Huh. Interesting wording. There are rights to keep in mind.
Of course.
It is tradition that somebody, an outsider, will not shoot straight to the top, but rather ascend over some time. But I suppose if an outsider was willing to fight their way through the ranks, such a thing could be accomplished.
I mean, that's a hell of a challenge, too. Fight your way to the top. Prove that you're, prove that you've got what it takes to get to the top as well. So that's more or less, that's its own trial right there.
Grand trial, yeah. It's not a bad idea, little guy. And he punches your shoulder. You're about the same height.
1 inch difference.
He's taller than me without the horns.
Yeah.
With my horns are the same height, but he doesn't count the horns.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He's an inch taller than you without the horns, and an inch shorter than you with the horns. As a side note, I believe the crown of horns that you had previously had fallen off either this morning or last night. So you do not have that. You're back to your normal horns.
Ah, too bad. Wait, did I get to keep those horns that fell off?
I'll say yes.
I'd say you probably have those and making. I'm gonna see if I can fashion an actual crown via the horns.
Probably will have to add in some other material since they're not actually attached to your head anymore.
No, but I just
want to have them do something. But
got a few ideas. Yeah, that House of the Dragon, those different crowns and stuff look cool.
Yeah. Oh man, we need to talk about the show at some point, because man, good stuff. Didn't know you watched as well.
I haven't caught up yet. I'm still barely through the first season. The spoilers and like trailers are everywhere, so
yeah,
I don't know what will eventually happen.
My dad, like a second before it happened, he ruined like the big moment at the very end of the last episode of the first season.
No.
If you've seen it, you know the one. If you haven't, I won't spoil it for you guys.
I've seen too many like random clips of that stuff being shared. So I have no idea what it could be. I don't know how, because I don't know the books, and the snippets I've seen only show me the people who are not dead yet.
That's fair. Well, at least at the time of the clips that you're seeing.
Exactly, and I don't know if they're old or new clips because I have no frame of reference or timeline.
Yeah, no, we're never gonna let my dad live that down. Because he's also really like persistent. Don't spoil anything. Don't spoil anything for me.
The biggest spoiler you can tell them about that story is it has an ending.
Things and stuff happen.
Things and stuff happen that is different from what is currently happening.
Yeah. So. Good idea. I should arrange something. You wouldn't happen to be interested if you're bringing all this up, big guy?
Unfortunately, or I have no idea of how this would even work, because most of my life, and I just pull out my own holy symbol for Bahamut. It's been on and off again with this guy, and not like a super temples every other day and everything, but I usually go and talk to the priest there when I can.
Right. Seems like you're already. I mean, if you ever have the inclination to try something else out, you know where to find us. But
most definitely. You guys seem like a fun bunch, and fighting's always a good competition to have.
It is. I mean, now, if you wanted to fight at some point, just without the promise of, without checking to see if you're able to keep up with the temple, I'm open to giving that a shot.
Oh, I'm always down for that. Any good places you know of that would be cool with it? I think I know a few bars that'll be okay with it, but I'd have to double check unless you know a place.
Well, I mean, if you're looking for above board, probably going to be Field of Triumph. Not all the time, but they have regular events.
Fair, but those more scheduled, right? You got to do them in advance.
Yeah, I gotta schedule these. There's a couple in the dock ward, but if you're looking for, I'm generally not supposed to share this sort of stuff, but if you're looking for the real, any kind of, with air quotes, says underground stuff, Field Ward is where you want to be. Guards don't patrol in there.
Right. Did you say Field Ward or?
Yeah, up in the north. Roll a history check for me, Othras.
Hey, let's see how this goes. Why? Okay. So that's a 3 on the die. And history is a 0.
Yeah. Field Ward, I think you know geographically about it. There's basically there's between 2 gates up at the north of the city. There are there's basically this almost shanty Hooverville-esque town that's been there for a long time at this point in time, but very much ramshackle and a very stark contrast to the North Ward and Sea Ward.
Okay, my thing glitched out on me, and for a second I thought you said it would look like a Whoville kind of. And then you described it as run down
the
and ramshackle.
the tall and the small.
Who Horace,
Who Doris. We should have a Christmas
One
special.
corner of Waterdeep that's just these weird, like oddly nosed, super cheerful people during winter solstice.
I think they're called hobbits.
I mean, I have no idea, because technically they live in a snowflake, so they're microscopic. Yet they look like average people. They're tall people.
Now, we just need to find the Grinch.
I mean, the Grinch, we just trying to think, wouldn't that be a bugbear among these random...
Likely.
Like, they look like... Yeah.
Yeah.
That, either a bugbear or a furbolg that's just grumpy.
Oh, Furbolg. Grumpy Furbolg.
Yeah.
Grumpy Furbolg Artificer.
There you go.
There's a character
Oh,
idea.
good God! Yeah, no, he is a total artificer. But
Oh, yeah.
maxed out strength for no reason.
Maxed out strength for no reason, has an animal companion. And proficiency in disguise. The disguise kit.
Guy's kit. He's got every set of tools. Proficient with every set of tools because he makes his own clothing, equipment.
Yeah. So he does share a couple of locations that you might be able to investigate for fights such as this. Particularly, again, most above board establishments would not condone such things. Though he does, again, point out a couple of places in Sea Ward, or the Dock Ward, not the Sea Ward. Man, no, not. I mean, there is a place in the Sea Ward, but and then the Field Ward primarily as well. And it seems like most of his recommendations are up in there.
Right. I mean, I'll check those places out, but if nothing else, we can probably schedule something in, the Field of Triumph, just so. Yeah. Maybe we can use it as a promotion too, actually, in case you want to do that thing we talked about.
Yeah. I mean, if you're just looking less for bare knuckle and more just brawl, occasional fight breaks out at the Yawning Portal.
That's true. Those are fun. Now, that one time that troll came in was fun too.
Yeah, I heard of that. Yeah. Like, couple patrons got a good couple hits in on them.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, I guess. Was there anything else I could do to help you at the moment?
No, I think that's about it. I'm gonna keep looking around this place a bit more before I probably head out. But thanks.
Yeah.
Hey. Name's Orthrotus, by the way. If you're ever in the mood for a drink, Troll Skull.
I heard of that place.
Yeah.
All right. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. Give him a quick handshake, a business card for Troll Skull, and I start moving.
At some point I gotta start making you roll for which business, in case you accidentally give somebody one of your other business cards.
Yeah.
I won't.
Just look, I'd be a great bodyguard.
Or assassin.
Yeah.
Maybe not
assassin. Maybe not assassin. Hitman, businessman. Or it just says Orthronus and says whatever you need.
Yep. And yeah, the name's Kadak. I'll stop by sometime. Maybe when it's a little warmer. or if I need to get
Oh
one.
yeah. That works too.
Yeah.
Got some decent food in there too sometimes.
Sounds nice. Sorry, if I'm not being consistent with the voice, I'm kind of playing around with it, trying to find out where a good spot for it is.
No, I like it.
You're fine.
I like to think that's how his voice naturally is. It just pitches up deeper and down and back up. It's just him throughout the day.
Listen, I haven't been drinking enough water lately. Now I need to get my hydration in.
Exactly.
Alright.
I think that's all I'm
Just
going to
him.
do. That and just scope out the if there are any other guards here. That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, you see him with almost a little bit more of a spring in his step now.
He has an idea.
Got to find, the right people that are interested. And
The right
hopefully,
people, right qualifications that actually want to do this. Yeah, just maybe.
hopefully his god and his temple aren't going to be too upset at him for doing such a thing.
I mean, he's helping
Maybe
the
not.
faithful find a new, path to whatever it is they do. Plus, he could make it a tournament. Who doesn't like a tournament?
Oh yeah. So we're going to hop back over to Cordelia. Yeah, a bit while we were waiting for you to hop back on, we did have her roll for another investigation check, and this time she succeeded.
Yeah.
Not a terribly high DC, but just higher than 11. So, in searching a decent amount of time, this Hall of Records, you, one of the documents that you're looking at, you're reaching for on a higher shelf,
Mhm.
ends up slipping out of your hand and actually falls to the floor.
Ooh.
And while you bend down to go and pick it up, you see something a bit familiar. You actually see 4 books, all labeled sequentially. All series of volumes labeled Vistra's Journal of Adventures.
Vistra?
Vistra. And
Okay.
you recognize this name. This is the name of one of the fellow party members that Theo traveled once.
Ooh, give me all those. She's just gonna plop down and start scanning through all of them, speed reading.
So you're are you flipping between pages, trying to just getting the notes, or are you what's your approach?
Her approach is to skim as much as she can with keywords, looking for anything to do with specifically her grandpa or Quaylen.
Quaylen, or also
the-
seems Cult the Dragon?
Yeah.
Alright. Now there are 4 volumes here. Are you going to start at the beginning? Are you going to start somewhere in the middle? Are you going to start at the end, work your way back?
I think she's gonna start in the beginning context.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm gonna say roll an investigation check with advantage.
Mhm.
You're somewhat familiar with this, but you're also skimming this. So just kind of see how much you're picking up on broadly while you're doing this. Speed reading.
Okay. That's a 14. Not rolling too hot today.
Sorry. With the advantage, that's the 14?
Yep.
Alright. 14's not bad, though. Awful fun today. You start at the beginning. You read about broadly, starting at the beginning, you see that Vistra, who does almost introduce herself basically at the journal, as it seems like this isn't the first journal that she started. It seems like this has been a lifelong habit of hers. But she tends to introduce herself a bit at the beginning of each of her journals. She shares that she is currently traveling with the party that she had met, acting as mercenary of sorts. And with her currently, she also will describe herself. She is a dwarven druid who had been raised in the wilds for quite a long time, but has since tried her hand in and out of cities and towns, large and small, and has been traveling with paladin by the name of Quinton Veilguard and a little halfling fella by the name of Theo Barton. And recounts familiar stories as well. In this first book, notably a couple of smaller adventures. They seem to be traveling together, working almost a bit as mercenaries and hired help. Some of these, a few things Theo has pointed out, but not many of them seemed like they're big stories. But then she recounts how one day they were visiting a town and found it in a state of panic as it had been attacked by a dragon. And broadly, it recounts how how they became entangled into this adventure to find and stop this attack. They discovered was initiated by the cult dragon connected to them, and they decided that they would go and try and find them and put a stop to them. So a lot of this is familiar, though you do gain a bit of a different perspective in some of the day-to-day life of travel on the road and with these figures.
Mm-hmm. What does she seem to? What's her opinion of Theo? Like, I'm curious to know whether she thinks he's all that in a bag of chips or not, or whether she's like he's just some guy.
Roll an insight check.
Okay.
She definitely does have a different perspective to Theo.
So it started at this asshole, and then it's like, oh no, he's great.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. First roll was a 1. Second one was a 15 plus 1, so 16.
16. With the 16, I'll say this goes for both of the party members that she's currently traveling with. You get a sense with 16. Let me actually. All right. You get the sense almost as if, she does seem to think of Theo positively. Quentin, she also views vaguely as positive, though perhaps she cracks some jokes about him being a little stuck up at times. Theo, you do get a bit of perspective that she might be interested in him.
Oh, how scandalous. And she might just say that out loud. She's going to be like, oh, scandalous.
Still, you definitely hear this.
Papaw, you had another admirer. Not that I'm surprised.
There's an eyebrow raised and then kind of mumbling under her breath. What is she? Nope, not asking. Turning and walking away.
So yeah, you continue with her perspective. And as you're reading this definitely doesn't feel like the perspective of, I don't know how Cordelia specifically imagined Theo. I've got a pretty good idea, but I don't know how she had heard of all these party members before.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how she imagined them in her head. It's not
generally positive and good supporting roles. That's at least how she imagined them. I'm sure they all equally contributed, but
side characters in Theo's story. You do get the sense that this is in a large part an equal effort. They all have things that they contribute at various times, connections that they show. Particularly this figure. Theo probably didn't put her as super serious, but also as a generally sort of respectable authority-esque figure. In this journal, as far as you can tell, she's almost a little goofy at times. Generally pretty playful, and her serious ones as well.
Is Vistra still alive?
Is she trying to recount in her own memory?
Well, yeah, in her own memory, and just I wonder if she could reach out to her, how close she is to Waterdeep, or if she's even in Waterdeep potentially.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a history check.
Okay. Great at those. Actually, in this roll, yes. 17 minus 1, 16.
Fair. 16. Okay, yeah. So, you actually, with that, are you specifically just trying to go with Vistra, or just kind of see what you remember of these party members as well, and where they're currently at?
I guess all of them, but specifically Vistra, since she's reading her account.
Yeah. Theo, obviously you know broadly what's up with him. Quentin, this paladin, I guess I'll get into some of the other details of that as you can continue with this reading. Actually, I'll share some now. You don't know exactly all the details. Theo didn't always share all this, but he did share that for a while after their adventures, Quentin had been traveling around a decent bit, at times with himself and with Vistra, sometimes though as well alone. Seemed to be looking for something, though Theo didn't really talk much about what it was he was going to search for. Vistra, you would know that she's actually probably the of the party members that are still around. Matt, sorry, roll it back a little bit. Quentin was searching for something, but in the past couple of years has stopped and returned back to his homeland, as he's beginning to get quite up there in age.
Okay.
His adventuring days seem to be behind him. Homeland of Cormyr. Vistra seems to be probably one of the more active ones alongside Theo.
Mhm.
She's a dwarf, and dwarves are quite long-lived. She also travels from place to place, though a bit less like Theo and more, from what you've picked up, almost as a bit of a diplomat, which again feels like very stark contrast to this first journal that you're currently reading through.
Mhm.
Obviously, you don't fully know what happened to Quaylen, though that is part of what you're trying to piece together here. Part of it. And you do know as well that there was another one, and as you continue to skim through this, you do find that after traveling to their investigations of the Cult of the Dragon took them up far into the far north, icy north, past Luskin and into Icewind Dale. And after gaining some direction from a familiar sounding barmaid, presumably you pick up on, from all the stories that you've heard, and all that, you hear that it seems like this is, once again, this is your grandmother.
Woo! Get it, Grandma.
She actually helped a bit with the investigation, it seems. Pointed them into the right direction, to the activities of the cult. And even helped briefly in a bit of a scuffle that had broken out in the tavern that she had been working at. Though Vistra points her out, seems impressed, but also has a line of downplaying. I probably could have got help instead. I could have gotten that.
I'm so here for her to return and her and Theo to have a fling after all these years. Oh my gosh. To be so cute.
You know, in 30 years' time, if we're both not married, we should get together.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's so adorable.
And towards the end of this first journal, party had been transported to islands off the coast of Neverwinter. And it seems that is where this party of 3 became a party of 5. She recounts meeting Quaylen as well as Peleus, elven wizard who she very much recounts as her being stone-faced and very reserved, not really letting her emotions slip through all that much. They ended up actually saving the party's lives in a battle against the cult, and ended up deciding to travel together and continue their work.
Nice.
Yeah. I am. Yeah, I'm going through some of the larger motions. She goes into broadly more detail, likely even touching on some details that Theo excluded or changed or adapted in his stories. As this seems to be more first-hand sort of account in the moment. It's around this time that you're switching over to the second book. I'll note that she also does include various sketches, various locales, and objects and people that you interact with. There were no sketches of the new party members in the old book, as it seems she was completing that. But after the introduction, or shortly after the introduction of this second book, after they had gotten to... Not Neverwinter, Water. After the Battle of Waterdeep and taking some time to go and catch up with each other and get to know each other a bit better, party. There actually is a sketch of the entire party. And looking at the structure of this, as you're examining the sketch, it seems, in fact, very similar to the composition of the statue downstairs. Seems as though they took inspiration from the sketch. Though one notable large difference is that the entire party is depicted here. You get a look at Quaylen for the first time. Go ahead and roll a history check.
Okay. 16.
Let me check on something real quick. So you take a look at him, examining all the party members, all their faces and depictions, and you're evidently, was 30 years ago, and likely this does not seem to be the original, rather a transcription through magical means. And you're not entirely certain of her skill and accuracy in depiction as an artist. But you see, getting some stuff ready to send.
Very nervous.
You see that Quaylen is depicted as this gnome with almost shaggy blonde hair and sideburns that end in a goatee, not a mustache. His short hair in this depiction, at least, is relatively short, and fairly standard sort of dark gear for a rogue. Cloak and all, cloak and dagger and all. Though with a 16, you're seeing this, and you feel like this might be vaguely familiar. This face, you're not really certain on being able to pin on why.
Oh, that's annoying.
For a few moments, at the very least, you're thinking back. Go ahead and roll with emphasis as well.
Another.
Sorry, so it's
D20?
with emphasis. With emphasis is roll 2d20 and take let me know both results, but it's the furthest result away from 10.
Okay, so that's 17 and 2.
Close enough that I'm going to roll for it myself.
Super close.
It's close enough that I'm going to roll for it myself. Yep. I'm going to go for it. You many years has passed, and you know that he's likely not going to look the same. Gnomes live for a decently long time, but they don't live for a super long time. So they do age at a relatively similar rate to humans and halflings and sort. This figure in the book looks oddly similar to a figure that I think you would have met only the one time. There's some sort of resemblance to me, Nyla's butler.
Ah! Bastard. Wait, is this his son? Or is it him? Ooh. Ah.
You're not entirely certain how he ended up getting there. You know that as well, midway through the entire conflict, and this is a decently long conflict, because this record starts with them beginning their investigation and ends. You know that the final battle took place about 6.5 years after the start of their investigation. A decent amount of time passed in the course of this investigation. And he met them towards the beginning, and a year and a half roughly into their investigation.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about a couple months before the final battle is when he had betrayed them. So there's a good long time between then, and then it's also been decades since then as well. So time has definitely passed. Don't know exactly if this is him, if he just has an uncanny resemblance, or if it's a descendant of some kind.
It's probably him.
Cousin.
Or if not, a descendant. So this me seemed awfully nice and unassuming, so maybe he knows where his relation is. Or he's keeping an eye on the elite by working for Nyla's family.
You do know that he, from what you know at least, he betrayed them, basically sold them out to the cult. And for the most part fell off the face of the earth, went into hiding. He was definitely one of the people that this group had spent a decent amount of time searching for after the adventure. You would also know Helios, going back to her for a moment. The group's elven wizard, after the group had split their ways, she had tried to return back to her life in the Moonshine Isles, but decided instead, still communicating through the odd letter to the rest of the party, she decided to go and try and spend her time in Candlekeep, researching its knowledge, as well as trying to decrypt its various prophecies that was held inside. Try and gain insight into coming conflicts.
Interesting.
She's other than Quaylen, she's probably the member of the party that has been heard from the least.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot to take in.
Do you continue to read, or do you like freak out? I mean, there's scale in between. What do you do?
I think she'll lean back against the bookshelf with a thump, cross her arms, and think. Trying to connect everything. Well, I don't know. That can't be Smee. Smee seems so unassuming. But if it is him, or somebody related to him, we might still know something. My brain, my head. And she'll snap the second book closed. All the while, like, scribbling down notes in her very crude handwriting.
She's scribbling notes on.
Random scraps of paper, like from the troll skull.
Nah, she's got. I'm just like imagining it's like, what, are you drawing it on the backside of your grandpa's diagram for a statue?
Maybe. Nah.
On a napkin?
Napkins, post-it notes, receipts.
Gonna start creating a murder board, trying to find what happened to Quaylen.
Absolutely. She may very well start one of those. They get back to the tavern. Can these books here be checked out or borrowed?
You're not certain offhand.
Oh, well, let me go find Cracker Jack. And she will scoop up these books and look for Cadrak.
Cadrak. It seems that he has left. He does not seem to be in the area. Elthronis is the one that is likely. I assume you're still looking out at the guards, trying to be really discreet. Elthronis. Also, you're muted. I don't know if you can hear us. Mic check.
Oh no, we all left.
Hey, see this. Also, Celia, if you wanted to continue looking and browsing titles, sorry, I know it's been a little.
No, I would probably do not after the first two. Like, well, this library is useless.
I mean, if you want to do like one more, just because, I mean, it's more than like the two that you had probably seen, unless you literally look at two books and then decide, nah.
Unless she stumbles across a book that says how to steal.
Yeah, not even then. I know how to steal. I don't need a book to tell me that.
I'd assume you take the book to see, well, what the hell are you going to tell me that I don't know?
And then I steal the book.
Yeah. I'm the only one who knows how to steal.
Exactly. No one else needs to know this.
Oh God, no! What you rewrite the book so everyone does it wrong.
I would just set the book on fire.
Admittedly, that solo book was entirely him like riffing off of his misadventures with Elminster and totally using his name to get attention. More so about Elminster.
But yeah, I think after that Volo book, she's like, man, this library is useless, and has stopped looking for books or scrolls or anything interesting.
Is there anything that you'd like to be doing in this time, or are you just like sitting there and like, ugh? friends are stuck in the library.
Yeah, I'm literally on the chair, arms crossed, like draped over, waiting for them to be done.
I'm staking out guards. How is that not exciting?
Everybody's favorite pastime, stakeout.
I'm surprised you're not
We
like
could just...
even by reflex, you're staking the place out, like exits, entrances, anything valuable.
Oh no, yeah, I did that as soon as I walked in. But I don't need like an hour to do that. You need to be more efficient in your time.
How long have we been here?
I don't know.
45 minutes, give or take. I will also get back to you, Tronus. Cecilia, are you literally just lounging around?
I sure am.
Cool. Yeah, you find a nice, comfy chair. You actually probably somewhat near Three Strings, who seems to be plucking at his strings on occasion, and then kind of jotting down some notes on some music paper.
He's been inspired.
I will ask if there's anything he needs me to do for him, because I'm always willing to help Three Strings. I don't know if there is, but the offer's out there.
I mean...
Okay, a part of me just imagines if Three Strings was ever in a fight, he'd stop to, like, write down stuff like a Killer Bee moment.
Oh yeah, he'd totally do that. Yes, I don't suppose you know how to play the bagpipe, do you?
I can try. No guarantee on how well I'll be.
Fair enough. I think then for the moment I am accounted for. Roger. I'll let you know though if you come in handy.
Sure thing, boss. Mock salute and then goes back to lounging around.
Sure thing, boss. Stands up and salutes, then like immediately like crashes back down.
I'm surprised she hasn't decided to go and bother other people. Or just nag Orthronus that she's bored and that means he has to bother someone.
I think she realized that Orthronus is probably doing something useful. At least she hopes he is. So there's a very good chance that, you know, in the next 10 seconds, Orthronus will become like running towards them, telling them they have to go. And then she's just gonna leave no questions asked. But
Fair enough.
now she has faith in Orthronus.
I mean, there's also an entire museum downstairs, but I don't think that's
checked it
serious.
out. There was nothing interesting.
Probably one of
Totally.
the more interesting museums in the world, just recounting all these heroes and adventures and
The historic battles, the different items that are here or they're being portrayed. Nah.
in comparison, a lot of real world museums are probably pretty boring.
Absolutely. I mean, Celia would also get bored with them.
This
She
is
needs
also
something
Unless there
live
were
and
something-
moving and exciting.
she's not a
Unless it's
museum
about
person.
something she really, really cares about or wants to know about.
Yeah.
That's just humor me by like as you're like looking around, seeing if you find something. Roll just another d12. See if like something catches your eye.
A 12.
12. Perfect. You see what seems to be another series of books that seem to be recounting a few of the tales of I always feel like I can pronounce it, but I also feel like I can never pronounce it. You see a series of books. Seems to be sharing the story of Dritz Duarden. I have no idea if Celia recognizes this name.
I don't know if Celia recognizes this name. I'm
I
gonna
mean, roll
roll to
history check.
see if Celia
Yeah.
recognizes this name.
Oh boy.
Or if she even cares.
That's a 16
No.
on the history check.
Like roll to recognize and then roll to care. So you might know exactly
hold on,
who
let me
this
see.
is
Who
and
is
how
this?
important
Do
they
I
are.
care now?
Do I care?
I actually do kind of care.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll leave broadly how much she's heard, or what she's heard, or where she's heard things from, because particularly Celia as well can hear a number of things about Dritz from a number of places.
I don't think it's good things that she's heard, because I think she probably heard things from before she made it to the surface.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's also from there.
Yeah, from very biased sources.
Yes.
It's only one side of the story. That they believe is the only side of the story is completely irrelevant.
Yeah, I think Celia would pick up one of the books and kind of start to flip through it.
Fine, I guess.
I mean, since there's nothing better to do, might as well.
Yeah. I don't know how familiar you, Crystal, are with Dritz. I'm only, I have not read the novels.
I also have not read the novels.
Out of curiosity, Cordelia, because we're talking about this figure, do you know anything about Dritz?
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 I don't know. I can roll to see if I know anything.
I won't prompt that, at least at this point, because this is more like I want to make sure you're not like entirely lost in what is going on. But yeah, you, Celia, as you're reading through this, you're not exactly certain on exactly where this came from. Actually, do you read the foreword from the author?
No, of course I don't read the foreword from the author.
No, that tracks. Yeah, that entirely tracks for Celia. So, yeah, no, you start reading. Also out of curiosity, because I also think this could or could not be a Celia thing to do. Do you start with the first book, or do you just skip to somewhere in the middle?
No, I will start with the first book. Though I'm definitely not reading all of it.
Yeah. Skimming. It seems like the prologue involves it's like one of those stories that start in media res, and then skips back and then shows how they got there in the first couple chapters. It starts with him trudging through a blizzard in Frozen North, spine of the world, after having left the Underdark, and actually shares a bit of the history of him being a drow that had born to a noble house, but was supposed to die, was destined to die at a young age, but was actually saved from, that's a familiar name of a goddess. But after failing to killed children in their sleep on a raid to the surface, was cast out of Drow society and had to make it on his own after finding friends and companions along the way. And a giant panther. But yeah, you get a good gist of kind of the beginning of his story over the time that you're reading this.
There's a small shiver that kind of runs up Celia's back as she's reading through this. And then she will snap this book shut and put it back on the shelf. That's enough of that.
Time to look away.
Yep.
And I didn't see that. Sorry, just had a thought. Actually, I have no idea if this is how it is in the actual novels, but go ahead, before you go and shut the book away, roll with emphasis for me. Just to see if you see something else.
First roll was a 4, and I was like, woo, Celia doesn't see anything. And then I rolled an 18.
Nice.
Just kidding.
As you're like kind of flipping through the pages as you're about to like slam it shut, you see a flash of a familiar name. Jarlaxle flashes across a page of this book. Towards the end. Seeming to be setting up for the sequel.
Oh. Is the sequel on the shelf?
Yes, it is.
Let's pull it out. Okay, let's see what else is happening.
Yeah. You skim through this one as well. I assume you're skimming, not like reading in depth.
Correct.
The general gist is along the adventures that he faces, he comes across another drow that had left his place in the Underdark, though still had connections there, by the name of Jarlaxle Benrit, who it seems like this novel casts less than a villainous role, more an antagonistic role, almost as a bit of a anti-hero, kind of working against, but seeming to have almost like a friendly rivalry with Dritz. Though something that you might take note of, I don't know if Celia recognizes this, but throughout the story there's a couple of times where Jarlaxle works with somebody, but ends up either taking advantage of the deal that they made or not keeping his word in its entirety, or playing both sides so that he always comes out on top. Always seems to get away. Luck seems to be on his side.
That was Jarlaxle or...
Jarlaxle.
Okay. That's fitting. Yeah, obviously he's gonna get away. He just outsmarts everyone. This
like
book
this
is
character.
dumb. She's gonna quickly scan the rest of the book to see if there's any other mention.
Yeah, he seems to be a reoccurring character. There's probably like a decent chunk in the middle where it's like, no mention of him. Boring. Skip.
Yep. That's her plan to go through the entire series this way. At least this gives her something to do while she waits for Cordelia and Orthronus to finish whatever it is they're doing.
Yeah. So yeah, you spend a decent amount of time. I'll let you determine exactly how you interact with and perceive these sorts of adventures. But I'll leave it there for you for the moment. Othronus, we're going to pick up in a moment with Cordelia coming over to you to check in with you. Cordelia, you were checking in with seeing if you can check out the books, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Othronus, I see that you're muted. Are you there? All right. There? How about now?
Wah wah.
Wah, wah. Uthronus! Yep.
So no one's heard me talk the entire thing?
No.
Yeah, you were muted.
Oh, God.
Sorry, should have mic checked. Any highlights you want to share? Any comments?
At some point during my own routine, I would have gone around just checking everyone else is going good on their own searches. I don't know at what point exactly, but at some point I would have just popped in, see how everybody's searches were doing.
Let's check in with Celia first. So probably as you're midway through the second book, let's say, Othronus decides to check in with you.
So any good reading?
I think good is a relative term.
I mean, you can always say no.
Then no. And she'll snap
There you
her
go.
mouth shut.
That's all you need to do. And I pull out the old flask and take a swig.
What about you? Find anything interesting?
Oh yeah. Might have had a new customer. Might go to investigate a few places to have a few knockouts.
A few knockouts?
It's a place to do a little workshop, throw a few hands. You know.
I don't, but I'm sure it sounds
It'll
enlightening.
almost. I can guarantee they'll have places for you to bet, drink, and watch other people throw themselves at each other violently.
Now that sounds like fun.
I know, right?
Particularly, Othronus, the most notable of these establishments that he shared about was a tavern, more of a bar fight club in the Fields Ward, that is named the Blackened Knuckle. So,
Definitely checking that place out later.
Yep, by myself.
So that's definitely something I'm doing either later today or tomorrow.
I'm surprised you haven't run over there now.
I would never abandon you.
Such a gentleman.
At least not without telling you why or asking if you want to come along.
I'm assuming you mean again. Won't abandon again. Never mind. We should find the little one.
That's fair. Where did you leave her?
Where did I leave her?
I left her with you.
I thought she was following you.
No, she brought us here.
Oh. So about that bet we made during lunch.
Yeah?
I don't hear any guards.
I mean, I don't either, but who's to say they're going to notice what she's done immediately?
We should probably find her and leave then.
Fair enough. Alright, do you want to split up for this, or do you want to just go floor by floor?
Let's just go floor by floor. There can't be that many places for her to hide.
There are, but I don't see a reason for her to be hiding yet.
So you're having this conversation, like I don't know, like
casually while sipping on
5 yards away.
Yeah.
She's there.
She's just like looking.
She's behind us, and we're looking in the opposite direction, thinking, "Where did she?"
It's because neither one of us have looked down.
Yeah, and she said she was kind of like kneeling on the floor or like against the bookshelf, like she's doing that thing where you just slouch against the bookshelf and read in the library.
Alright, let's go find Cordelia.
Alright. Do we actually find her quickly, or do we sweep the entire place before coming exactly where we started, and there she is?
I mean, she's not trying to hide, so I mean she's looking for Adrak as well, so
she's doing her thing.
Both of you roll investigation checks. And actually, sorry, rolling back the clock a little bit, because I think we're about to kind of move on to the next thing. Both Ronis, roll an investigation check for your observations of the guards and their shifts.
You said it would be a perception?
It would be about perception and investigation. I'll allow you.
Let's go perception, because that's the one thing I'm okay-ish. 21.
All right. 21, nice. So you're only spending... You're doing other things in this time as well, including a couple conversations. I'll say something that you do observe is that around from 1:30 to 2, there was a process of changing shifts. You go ahead and note that they do seem to be a bit distracted as the previous shift catches up the next shift that is taking over on what's going on, what things are looking like for the day, and as well as a bit of casual conversation, it seems, which takes about a half hour or so, you note. But it does seem like there is a bit of a gap there in security as they change shifts. You don't know, because you're both saying, "Oh, you need a whole hour to do a stakeout." It's like you don't know anything else, how often these guards change.
I'm wondering, what do you think a stakeout is?
Yeah, Celia, what do you think a stakeout is?
It's when you go out to eat a nice steak, clearly.
No, that's just...
That's what I would have said.
No, her idea of infiltrating doesn't really rely on when guards shift. It's more about using disguise self to infiltrate that way. So she's like, listen, as long as I can see someone, that's all I care about.
I mean, that's fine. But wouldn't you rather know more so it can be easier?
But then it's no fun.
I mean, if I want fun, there's a few other things I do. I mean, this is more just work.
There's no reason it can't be work and fun.
This is true. But usually when I'm working, I'm doing it for someone else. It's rarely work for myself. It's usually for someone else, and they get all, moany about, the people saw you, there were like 6 people in the hospital, they know it happened, they weren't supposed to know it happened.
And then she remembers Baldur's Gate. Maybe you have a point.
If it's just for like something you're doing for yourself, then yeah, no, through stealth. Be as loud as you want to be. But when you're usually doing it for someone else, they tend to like it. Unless they want it to be loud. It's rare, but it occasionally happens. Oh, that's right. I talked to the guy who runs this place. Did you know that he got how he got the position of that place? He won it, but now he can't find someone else to win it from him.
Why can't you just quit and leave?
I think it looked bad because he's part of like the order of this temple, and it's a great honor to run this place as like an acolyte. And the only way, or one of the ways to get rid of it, is another acolyte has to challenge him like he challenged the previous one, and win him in a fight. But no one's, I guess, been able to do it. And I think he's been here a while. Because I pitched him an idea to maybe help him promote a few fights to, get someone else to take over, and he seemed really excited.
You didn't offer to fight him, did you?
I did, but not for this thing, because technically, supposedly, you're supposed to be an acolyte. That's the word. I'm not that religious. Acolyte of this temple, like these guys and gods. The closest I do that is the old Tiamat, and that's I'm bare bones with that as it is. I'm not part of the clergy by any stretch. I go in, I ask around, and occasionally get some good advice, but that's about it for me. But I was able to talk them into, what if we find some people who are possibly part of the clergy or part of the their group that want to study more, do stuff, and possibly have the competition, so whoever wins gets bumped up to an acolyte. It's not normally done. In fact, he's probably going to have to talk some people into it, or he's probably going to get into a little bit of a situation for doing it. But if it works, he might definitely get out of this.
But if you
Because apparently he was a traveler.
Oh, so then how did he get roped into being an acolyte?
It was a challenge and a great honor to fight for the position, and he assumed that after he won it, someone would eventually come and win it from him, but no one's done it.
So he got swindled.
So he either got swindled or was just that good, and no one with any decent fighting talent has stepped up to it. Possibly both.
Well, just make sure that when you do fight him, there's no
No, we already checked.
Good.
We checked.
I would hate to lose you to the temple.
I would flat out tell them no. Most of these temple guys have a lot of rules, and I don't think I'd be able to follow.
So you can both go ahead and roll a religion check to try and see what might be going on.
Modifier 7.
2.
7 total.
With a modifier of
7
0.
total. I rolled a 3 with a 4 modifier.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. No clue.
Nope. Religion, not my thing.
I mean, Stelia, you think that like maybe it's like, I mean, their whole deal is being
It's a cult.
honorable, and I mean their whole deal is being honorable, and quitting would be dishonorable.
This is a cult. They have signed a blood pact. They just didn't know that the blood pact they were signing was when they were fighting. The blood that he shed during the fight is what they used. So now if he quits, he dies. That's what Celia's thinking.
It's all in regards to say that, like, this guy is unfortunately bound by the simple and unbreakable pact of he said he'd do it and now he can't flake.
Yeah. So honorable.
Like, in the interactions that you've all had with him, he does seem to be like a legitimate, cleric, quote unquote, of Tempest.
I don't think I've had a single interaction with this guy.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, you do.
So,
But yeah, not
Well, I mean, with Ronis and Cordelia. This is
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
game. So he does seem to like want to uphold the tenets, but it seems like he's more in it.
He had no plans of settling down. He was a traveler, and then he got settled with, this is your home now.
Yeah. Until somebody takes it over for you. And most people that do it are either like on board for it for the long term, or it's like, okay, yeah, and I'll fight regularly, and then eventually, yeah, somebody will take over, and then it passes. Like, it doesn't need to be him. It passes between hands for quite a while. It can pass between hands fairly regularly.
Okay,
But he's been here for a good bit, and it hasn't.
Like, this is the sort of thing of like, during particularly rowdy times, like in the past, or like at other temples, depending on the temple, it can change hands multiple times in the same day.
Just via battle royale.
Something like that, yeah. Or like people constantly like going back and forth, challenging each other. Like the person that just lost, challenging for the position again. Like right after losing the fight the first time.
He lost, the cleric revived him real quick and says, okay, one more shot.
Hold on, double or nothing, double or nothing.
Just gets up Rocky style, like, I didn't hear no bell.
Yeah, because you died.
Didn't hear any bell because you're unconscious.
Yeah, he literally knocked you unconscious, or he killed you, and then the guy, because you're, in a temple with clerics, like, okay, revived, you're back up, try again another time. Like, no, immediately. I learned nothing, but I'm gonna try again.
Alright, well, let's go find Cordelia.
Yeah.
Let's figure out what we've all figured out. And then figure out what to do next.
Also, have we just agreed that this is what we're gonna do, or is this still just an option? Because the race is still an option. Something from here is still an option.
Do you know how to drive a chariot?
I'm not saying I wouldn't be interested in learning, because the idea of fighting while racing is an interesting one. I mean, what would you not want to set someone's chariot on fire while they're trying, like, also do the same, but you did it first, so you win?
I mean, I could just set someone's chariot on fire from the stands.
You could, but that's not really fun.
No, it's still pretty fun.
It's not as fun. At least not to me.
Quick way to get
If you're not in the action.
and fail.
I'm gonna disguise myself as Cordelia and then do it.
Oh no.
Disguise yourself as Cordelia with a fake gun, but you're just casting spells.
Exactly.
Okay. But Celia trying to convince people that she's Cordelia, that'd be funny.
Disguise stuff can only make
Oh
you
god, no, I just realized. What if Celia disguises herself as a fully grown Cordelia and is just shooting the place up, so when people go look for her, but they find, the small Cordelia who's
Halfling
like,
Cordelia.
you have like an older sister, or like your mom or something?
Boy, I wish.
Because we are looking for someone who like shot up the race, who looks just like you, gun and everything, but they were like two of you stacked together or more. How tall are both of you in comparison? I don't think I've ever asked.
Cecilia's just like. Sorry.
Would it take like 2 Cordelias stacked on each other to measure the full
5'8"?
So she'd be under 2 Cordelias.
Yeah. Woo.
Okay.
Totally not suspicious at all.
I keep forgetting that's how short you are because I knew Thronis was way taller.
No, you I feel like it's easy to forget, but standing side by side, Cordelia goes up to his thigh, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I remember the video it showed 3 feet, a single yard. That's not.
It's not a lot.
Forgetting how short that is. Yeah, no, it's not your neck has to be down when you're talking.
Yep.
But she can fit into the wildest of places, though.
Oh yeah, she can be the tiny characters in Lego games.
Yeah.
Where you send a child
I
through
find
the
it
trapdoors.
hilarious that if we get when we're at a bar and we're sitting at one of the high tables, she's actually on top of the bar in her own little stool, and she's almost exactly at our height still.
Exactly.
Oh.
No, she stands on the counter, and she's only a foot taller than you when you're sitting down. Granted, it's a tall stool.
I can just assume that she's got a smaller table and stool on top of the bar, so she's eye level with us when we're sitting down.
So I'd say this is around the time that you're finished wrapping up your reading, Cordelia, and looking for a someone who might be able to let you know if you can take these home or how you might be able to get hold of these return.
Can I get a library card and get these checked out, or what's the deal?
So, Cordelia, you're looking around, Celia, you're looking around, and you find each other again. I'm not gonna make you roll or anything for this. You guys find each other fairly quick.
Woo! Woo!
Unless you guys literally go, immediately make a mad dash to the first floor and then work your way up.
I mean, unless we do that, I don't remember what comedian is where they're looking for each other, but one looks high, one looks low, and they just pass each other with a simple "excuse me" and go their separate ways.
We just never look down, and then we just walk past her.
It's that one pink fan.
Walk right past her.
Just step over her.
I don't think.
Sorry, little girl.
But Thronis might be able.
Oh, excuse me, small child. I'm looking for someone.
I am the small child you're looking for.
I just had the thought that, I really hope, it's probably, slightly larger than, it would be, in real proportions, but is Cordelia's rifle, I hope that it's, sized for a halfling, and it's not just, a full-on,
It's not.
Real, it's just full-sized rifle. No, I think we established
full-sized rifle, and they've had to adapt to it.
Squirrels again.
That's why it makes a great walking stick / club.
She gets a pistol and she gets a revolver and it's a Desert Eagle in her hands.
Howdy, y'all.
Oh. Found her.
Yep. So,
Listen.
you finished with your research?
Well, I have. I feel like I've only scratched the surface. I'm looking for that big orc feller. I think his name was Cracker Jack or Kit Kat. But I wanted to see if he could let me know if I can take these home for a little bit.
Why do you want to take them home?
So I can study them and finish reading them.
Is there useful information in them?
Useful for me, and could be useful for us. See, these were written by Vistra. She was a member of my Papaw's group, and, well, there's just some complicated dynamics, and it might help explain what the cult of Asmodeus wants with my family, and how maybe I can turn it around.
Quick insight check for this.
She wants to hear more of the drama between Vistra and Theo.
And I found out that she had eyes for Grandpa.
And this was during the time that he was met. I don't know if this before or after met your grandmother.
Well, this details when he met my grandma, so this is like before and during. Be interesting to meet her.
So 13 insight.
What are you particularly trying to divine, I guess?
Is this relevant, or is this something that she's found new and interesting that she just wants? Because I can honestly believe that she thinks this is important. I have no idea if this is relevant. There's a difference between important and relevant.
I wonder if Cordelia thinks that it's both.
I think so.
No,
she
that's
honestly
the thing.
believes
Like, she
this
could
is
think
important
it's
and relevant.
Knowing exactly how, like the exact details of like her past with this is going to be important. She has no idea how or why, but she believes it is.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know, like, is this main quest or side quest?
My side quest, but yeah.
I mean, you could always just take that out, and then if they stop you, then you could ask them whether or not you're able to take it out or not.
You know what? That's a fine idea. That way I don't have to find nobody. They'll find me.
Exactly.
Right. Oh.
Sure.
And she'll just
you have your bag
Celia.
and satchel and stuff with you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, just quick looking around. Is anyone else, giving us any particular extra attention?
Something. Oh wow. It does seem like there's a couple of people that are in here that are kind of eyeing you, though you think that might be partially because y'all have been making a decent bit of noise in this library.
Have we? I couldn't possibly think of when.
What?
Not with this group.
No,
One
never.
of us was silently watching, the guards just chilling, had a quick, civil conversation with like the head honcho. The other one, I think, had a. I think Celia's been pretty like nonchalant this whole time.
That reminds me of Thrones. Roll a stealth check just to see how nonchalant you were. Nothing like. You're not gonna like be arrested if you fail. I'm not gonna roll back the clock on this or something like that, but just to see how nonchalant you are.
Okay, see, this is a worrying thing for me now, because that was a 19. So I'm very, very concerned next time we do something, either like we talk to somebody or next time we get into a fight, I'm afraid I'm going to start rolling those like 3 3s or 4s again.
Well, for now at least, you're not very chalant.
Yeah, so 19 on the die, and I don't think I have anything. You said stealth, right?
Yes.
Oh, shit! I have a +4 to stealth, so 23.
I like how you're just surprised you have, a bonus to stealth.
I rarely have to stealth with this barbarian. It's usually just we're in here to fight. Let's go loud.
I guess he's decently good at it, but he's
that
not.
is kind of the fighting style of this group.
I know, right? I mean, I've got decent intimidation and deception just because that's kind of how I made him. Like,
Yeah.
a little bit of perception. And then I forgot the last one I made was stealth because he tries, but it usually just ends up, nope, big guy, go hit him.
Yeah, so you don't think that anybody took particular note of what you were doing. You don't seem like you've put anybody on edge. And returning to the present, few people have their eyes on you. Something else. Yeah. You actually see Kadak actually step out of this more secluded area and back into this main hallway. Begin making his way back towards records on the far side of the room. He seems to be checking in on something.
Oh, hey!
You run up to him?
Yeah. And she'll tuck on his jacket or his shirt.
All right. And Othronus and Celia, are you following along or are you staying behind?
I'm sitting back and watching how this interaction goes.
Also, yes.
Oh, yeah. You again, Cordelia, was it, I believe?
Yeah. Well, I found these books, and they are a account of my grandpa's group. And well, I was wondering, can I check these out? Can I take them home?
So unfortunately, the records that we have here do need to stay here. But if all of our records have been transcribed, there's a library that keeps multiple copies of these records. They're a bit more extensive. So if you were looking to have something a bit more long term, you can check in with them.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Yeah. I can take those if you want, if you're wanting to head out.
I am sorry to make more work for you.
No, that's fine. You see him take the journals, and he just sets them down on top of a shelf, not putting away properly, just kind of setting them there, and kind of turning back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that I can get you taken care of for?
I don't think so. Thank you for all your help. You are so nice. You ought to be Employee of the Week.
But thanks. All right. Well, I'll see you around.
See ya. Cataract? No. Crackerjack.
You're close to the first
That's
time.
what it was.
Oh, there we go. You got it.
Bye.
Don't forget to send somebody to fight me if you can.
Will do.
All right.
I'll try to recruit some burly men.
There, burly man. Points towards. Yeah. So, there's actually, there is the library nearby. I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to do here. But I would also say that we could go through that, because we should wrap up the evening relatively soon.
Yeah,
If you
I mean,
wanted,
I'm good to just
Yeah,
like
fair.
say we went in, we came, we saw, we grabbed the
Yeah.
books.
I think we're finished
Unless
here,
there's
yeah.
anybody else wants to do something in there.
Yep.
I think we're good, yeah.
yeah. So we could say taking a little bit of time. You're able to go in. It's a pretty extensive library in a actually fairly compact space. Not nearly as kind of expansive. One of the things that the Hall of Records is that there's a decent amount of records, but it's also spread across a decently wide area.
Mhm.
This library is like almost jam-packed. But they are able to share with you, and actually, they do have an option for renting, or you can buy your own copy of the transcription. More. I'll say there's 4 primary books that count as these records of this adventure that she has shared with the community. You could rent for 5 silver, or you can buy for 10 gold.
I think I'll just rent. I'll bring it back when I'm done.
All right, that's 5 silver or 10 gold each. So
Okay. So 5 silver each for all 4?
yes, but if you're renting, it's 5 silver for each of them. So that'd be
Okay.
20 silver.
Okay,
Or 2
cool.
gold.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Nice.
I will say, Othronis, you're aware you've gotten a bit of information about one of the shift changes. You're not entirely certain when the rest of these will be. You know that
No, that actually
proper-
takes a full like day or two to actual stake out.
Yeah, like several days to one to
Take
just
the place
observe the
out,
entire time.
see who exactly, like get to know who these people are, why one of them might be late, how to maybe orchestrate an accident where one guy's super late so the other guys are impatient for the other guy to come in.
Yeah. See if there are any, tight habits, or if it's a bit loose, or if there's some people that are more loose, and then there's some people that keep things run a tighter ship. You would probably be aware there are likely ways, connections that might be able to be explored to get some of this information on the fast track. Have somebody else stake it out for you, or potentially, depending on targets, sometimes you're able to basically buy the information.
Oh yeah, info brokers, or like see if it's possible to. I'm not gonna say buy entrance into there, or buy enough like a window of time where somebody could try to heist something.
Yeah. You also know that there's ways of having distractions of various sorts, either through your own.
I mean, someone could accidentally trip and fall and make a very loud commotion while people go and get help. And while they do that, you sneak in.
Yeah. Multiple ways of approaching this. So I'm going to check in with you guys, because you've investigated Fields of Triumph and the House of Heroes. Perhaps more information to be gained at both of those locations. Where do you think that you would like to go next? Or what would you like to do next?
I mean, we could still go try to find that dragon and see if we can get a scale from it, maybe?
Yeah, but we need to get a potion of breathing underwater again.
Well, first we need to confirm that he's still there. For all we know, after he got in contact with the black staff, they might have just moved him somewhere easier to get to.
I was like, yes.
So you can, there's various places where you can go and get potions. Othronus, you know that there is, you have a contact with a potion seller in the southern. Through the center. You can go and check in with the Blackstaff, or if you have other ideas. Where do you think you guys want to go?
We have that one. We have the gift from the Queen we still need to investigate. And to go talk to the Harpers about the shape changer.
I'm down for any of them, really. So, where do we want to set off to next?
Okay, so we each take one and go our separate ways.
Done. It's gonna be one. So here's the thing: one-on-one sessions for like the next 2-3 weeks.
The dragon seems like potentially the most certain thing to actually be able to acquire for this.
Yeah.
No, yeah, just make sure you know where he is, because you never know. He might be exactly where we left him, or he might have just gotten him some nice new cave, like outside of town, where they have regular communications. Because he seemed like a chill guy who would be down for chatting with just about anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you can get information on what the latest is with him if you go and check in with Blackstaff.
I know. For all we know, he might need us for like a job or something. So we not only get his favor and some help and possibly a scale, but then we got to say we did a job for a dragon.
So then, am I hearing the Blackstaff? Is that where we need to go next?
Sorry, Celia.
Just a quick check-in. Just for a quick check-in.
Myself.
Okay. She can see through that. She can see through that.
I don't know for certain.
She's the Blackstaff.
I may have advanced my disguise in the short time that we last saw her.
Okay. If, not saying when, but if she just says something about seeing through your disguise, just play it off.
That's what I plan to do.
And don't let her think you're scared.
Me scared? Never.
Yeah, you're only just trapped in a room with like someone who could probably snap fingers and kill us. I don't even mean with like magic. She just snaps her fingers and whatever guards that are invisible surrounding us at all times just decide to snap our necks.
Yeah, no pressure. Wonderful.
Exactly. We're fine. It's gonna be fine. Why? What would she even have to use against you? You've done nothing.
Flashbacks go on behind Celia's eyes. Yeah, nothing.
I like whisper in her ear, nothing she can prove or pin.
Point. You have a point. A very valid point. Okay, let's go see the Blackstaff next.
Promise I'll take you to go burn something afterward, okay?
You know just how to make me feel better.
Does Cordelia have any comments about that whole conversation?
She'll just shrug and like look at you guys like, look at this wonderful team. I don't know what they're talking about, but I'll go where they go.
What a lovely couple. Committing arson. Together forever.
No one's committing arson. No one would ever say that out loud. Why would you ever say that?
Right.
Yeah, no one has ever seen me commit arson.
No one's. Why would we ever talk about such things?
Exactly.
Accidents happen all the time.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
That's what you get from making your buildings out of such flammable objects.
Yeah, there's a chance it could spontaneously combust.
Not all of them are made out of flammable odd materials, luckily, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's what fireballs are for.
Yeah, my sister's been playing through Baldur's Gate 3, and she has discovered the joys of Fireball.
Yeah. Have you guys heard of the advanced fireball rule?
Oh?
Okay, so you know how a fireball is just supposed to be like just fiery explosion? Oh, I've come across, and this is just, I don't know if a friend of mine was talking about making a variant rule for a fireball where you could choose to upcast, or not so much upcast, but infuse it with an extra spell slot. So essentially give it the same amount of fire damage, but then half that damage as concussive force. So you do the same amount of fire damage, but it's also like the kind of like the shatter of just an actual explosion went off. Because a fireball exploded, so you'd waste like that third level spell slot, but then but if you wanted to do that, you'd pop in an extra. It always has to be lower than the level you've made the fireball, so a level 1 or 2 slot to essentially cause an additional shatter to go off at the same time.
Be nice.
Yeah, just a way to improve the fireball.
Okay, so we're going to the Blackstaff next.
We
Celia will be mentally prepared.
You need to make Fireball more powerful.
Or just make it a better fireball. It didn't just leave everything scorched and burned. There's like a visible shockwave of cracked and destroyed things.
So yeah, you're heading to the Blackstaff. Seems to be the next destination. I'm curious on what approach you're planning on taking. Are you planning on? I guess we'll determine part of that next time.
I'm straight up just gonna ask. Hey, you remember that dragon that we went and talked to you? What's going on with that? Just double checking. Everything cool?
What's going on there?
Yeah,
that'll definitely.
He asked us to go visit again, because he enjoyed, having people to talk to him that weren't immediately like, "Oh my God, a dragon! Run away and hide!" or "Oh my God, a dragon! Kill it!"
Well, that and he's desperate to socialize, but can't enter the city.
Poor guy.
Yeah, that too. Oh right, and I did actually. I do remember promising her to keep her updated on the dragon egg, because I think she's one of the few people who actually did tell about it. She has no idea it hatched or that it was a dragon egg. She just knows about the purple egg.
Yeah. Well, that reminds me. I think I either forgot to or meant to bring this up earlier. Cordelia.
Yes.
While you're reading through these journals, go ahead and roll a history check.
Okay.
Because it's something that I don't think is directly covered in the journal, but see if you recognize.
So there are these old tales that tell you that some devils from the cult.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Actually disguised themselves. Oh crap! Lord dump.
Won't dump too much, but definitely give this deal with a nat 20. As you're thinking back at the various members of the party, your mind goes to Quentin, the Cormyrean paladin. You remember hearing a bit from Theo. This wasn't covered. The intros to these characters, to Theo and Quentin, were not covered in her journal. But you remember hearing from Theo that Quentin was from an order of knights in Cormyr, a country to the east, known as Purple Dragon.
Ah. Purple Dragon what?
Knights.
Nice.
It's a band name. It was awesome.
Said to actually with the nat 20, yeah. Theo would recount how they their order was founded by there are such things as purple dragons in the world. Evidently you have one in your party. But it was an order of knights founded by a dragon, originally a black dragon, whose scales had eventually turned deep violet. They seem to uphold order and seem to hold nobility and chivalry up as high virtues.
Nice. Are they active in like Waterdeep, or do they just come from that country?
Cormyr is where they hail from, and most stay in or around that area, but others have been known to travel to other areas. Not necessarily, sometimes as representatives of Cormyr, but many a time just trying to uphold their virtues wherever they may. Yeah. I think with the nat 20, you'd also know that he is still alive as well. Evidently, it seems that all of the members of this group still live. So, being human, he is likely the one that is probably closest to being on his way out. His adventuring days seem to be behind him, and he is retired to his family, to his extended family in Cormyr.
Nice. Good for him.
You remember that hearing how he, despite not taking a vow of celibacy like others of his order do at times, he never seemed to marry after the adventure.
Interesting. Just I preferred to be alone, or maybe didn't find the right gal. I've jotted that down.
I guess, was there anything that anybody wanted to do before we hop off or end the session?
I don't think so. I think that's a good place to end it.
Yeah, we got a plan, we've got contingencies, and we have many ways to mess this up.
I was like, we have contingencies?
You do?
Oh, I do. I have a bunch of contingencies.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, Siler has. Question: does the run step? No, he probably.
His usually involve bailing on Waterdeep altogether if things get too bad. He still has to be contacted in Baldur's Gate.
That's fair.
Depending on how things go, I might take everyone to Baldur's Gate. I might just drop them off with. Johnson says she's got that new place, so we'll go help her out before, we assess things. Maybe we go start chilling with her for a while.
Those fellas in Baldur's Gate don't seem to care as much about the law as much as those morons in Waterdeep.
Exactly.
There's always Neverwinter.
Yeah, but then you'd have to hang out with Rainier's dad.
Not necessarily. I mean,
of course
what
not.
would he possibly want with, A bunch of nobodies like us.
Talking
I mean, we could
conversation
very
partners.
easily. We could sell the fact that we know where the vault is and how to get into it for some very quick cash and bail.
Yeah.
Assuming we could give them the proof with the stone and have them not double cross us, we could probably make some
Though admittedly,
gold and skedaddle.
there does seem to be well, it does seem like you have taken a job with somebody else. I don't know how to take you after that. Selling the stone and where to find the gold.
Like I said, in this contingency, that plan is no longer an option.
Fair enough. Oh, I am interested to see how things develop.
There's another contingency where if we want to essentially say, okay, all of us decide that this is getting too off of what we paid for, so we go and find another group to hire to do these things for us, which is essentially all our new characters. We're hired by our old characters to do this job.
And then those characters hire other characters until you back down to level.
Exactly. We always start a level under what we currently are, so we have to build up every time.
Until eventually those level 1 characters...
4. Then we go back all the way to level 1.
And then those level 1 characters end up hiring just, like, commoners, and now you just have to play like NPCs with no classes.
Level 0 character NPCs.
Guys, I think I'm gonna hop off here. This has been really fun.
Yes.
I like
Fair.
revelations. Y'all
It's
take
getting-
care.
Good night.
This has been fun.